Okay, this will be a challenging one, but it's got potential. Hopefully I can make it look good. I think we're going to run this job in black and white. I'm going to go at 200 for some. 200's too small. We're going at 400. Going to make this, I think, look a bit old school. Let's see what we've got to demo with. We have here a chain. We've got it hanging off the window, and it's got peace, chase the sun, you can just see there, and you got here some tassel-y looking thing, and you got a wing. So it symbolises freedom and peace and all the rest of it. Something I wish more people could find is peace and freedom. I wish I could see more people finding their voice, finding their dreams, instead of being dictated to by advertising and money fucking and all the rest of it. I do wish to see more free agents in this world who will be happy to be themselves instead of feeling like they have to be like someone else because that someone else espouses success or freedom. I know what it feels like to not feel good about yourself or your life. I know what it feels like, folks. I've been there. But you got to hang in there and try and find your voice. I'm thinking 300 might be the best. So, you got to find your voice. My dream one day is to build copier systems that are environmentally and humanitarianly sustainable. So they're going to be made out of recycled materials instead of mostly recycled materials whenever possible. We only use mined materials where there's no other choice. But whenever we can, we will mine the e-waste dumps of India and China, for example, and get our materials from there instead of the mines. And basically, now that looks interesting, but it's not quite what I'm after. But basically, I want people to be free in the factory. I want people who work in the factory to not be treated like slaves, like the current status quo that we have typically in places like China. We don't have made in China on our product. Our product will be made here in Australia, 100% made in Australia. And the company is going to be Australian owned, and it's going to be Australian design. As much as possible, we're going to make this fucking as close to 100% Australian as we can get. I'm not interested in all this foreign ownership or foreign sending things offshore. The workers are going to be paid wages that are a little bit more than what they're worth. Not worth as in slave labour, but the kind of labour that used to be in Australia before we started offshoring things en masse. And I'm not interested in creating slaves and profiteering. I'm not interested in making too much money. Look, if I'm going to lose a lot of money by doing this in Australia and all that, but I don't care. I'm still going to make a lot of money. I'm just not interested in this profiteering shit that we have nowadays. And these photocopiers are going to last up to 60 years, or around 60 years is the goal, and instead of 5 years. And what else was I going to say? It's going to be easy to take it apart for recycling. It's going to be designed with recycling in mind. So, yeah. And most of the money that I earn will go towards scientific and humanitarian causes. And I'm determined to find a solution to climate change. Because we need to fucking well wind it back, the damage we've done to the climate and the environment as a consequence. So, we've got a lot of work to do. And basically, yeah, these machines, incidentally, are going to also be, I'm hoping will be a pleasure to use instead of a problem. And these machines will be driven by sophisticated AI technology, not AI that has feelings. It's not going to be Terminator copier. It's just going to be really intelligent, and it's going to help people find it easy to make copies. It's going to be a real fun piece of kit to use, I'm envisaging. Anyway, that looks nice. I do think we might make another switcheroo. But basically, yeah, people have got to think of the future, and we've got to think of how to make dreams come true. But the dreams have got to be not just about yourself or even about your immediate family or social group. You've got to think about it for the betterment of mankind. You've got to think of it for other people who are especially ones less fortunate than yourself. So there's a lot of work that needs to be done, and I'm convinced, that this dream will come true in due course. Not overnight. It's not going to happen overnight, folks, but it's going to eventually happen. I know I can do it, folks. And Luigi's going to help. Anyway, that looks interesting. Well, I think we've had a long enough talk. I think now we can call this demo quits.